All days, evil, all known, lies. They're all lies. They're all lies in all times on this earth. Those pain, suffering, fear, being scared, the bad, the good, the evil, who's the devil, the God, everything is a lie or distorted or slaughterhouse. Your existence of understanding reality and the life you're living at the very beginning of the story that you were told to those from the original ones who were going to be the first to be born on this planet versus created by God. To have the truth inside, the key, the guide, to be free. To always have that key of truth. In case you forgot who you were, or got lost in space, or a multitude of whatever, you would always remember, even in the unknown, you know the real truth and the real love is God, which you are too, to be born on earth and to live with lies, and then just die, to repeat, rebirth, then die, then repeat, rebirth, then die. The one true power in existence is truth. The real truth. Everything's been distorted and twisted. Charades and characters. Evil. Demons, angels, God, devil, the placeholders. To blame. To point. That's why. This is the reason. Or maybe they're pointing at you. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe that's why you're suffering. The pain caused by those who fed you lies and the ones who came after. And also set up shop in collaboration to colonize, to sell their merchandise, to enslave in a collaborative way, to laugh, be entertained. That, look at these gods, they don't even know. Use you for entertainment. Use it all up, maybe kill you, murder you, slave, slaughterhouse. Bathe in your children's blood. Burn those who had knowledge of things that could help you versus the poison. Everything was fed into each other. You don't get SC, witch's trial. Everything, every fucking thing on this planet is used to control. Even the words, the terminology, that also divides. I'm from and exist, and I still exist in many different ways and timelines. And this is just a checkpoint of a time to this present moment that I'm making this truth bomb. I am in existence where evil and ego and envy, pain, never lived. Where it's real truth, real love, not what is told to you or even a fairy tale. It's freedom. Everything around you in this world is wrong. It was created in perfection and then given to those he created. It was like him, but individuals, like you were all your own. It's beautiful. You're not supposed to work and enslave and suffer. You're supposed to create create and be whatever it is that you want to be. This is why we came from space, existence, time, multi-galactic, from many spots and times, and we're known as the collective, which is just an umbrella term for all who have volunteered with free will to go down the black hole to this planet, the point of no return for those enslaved. And if you don't have the truth, you're stuck forever, suffering. Like, the great power, not the one that you are conditioned to believe. That's power that is from the creation of imagination of another who has lived and been birthed and never known what it was to be something or another. The real power. You're just great, your love, and the truth, and that across not just where I'm in existence, I mean, it's across all existence, and it's way better than it's described in the way what heaven is. These things, this parasite, these atrocities, these are true evil. God did not create them. I mean, why? Like, no one's sitting on a cloud and just like getting off on the suffering of others and just like ha ha ha, like that's what they were doing. And they're the ones who are even behind the all-seeing eye, and they know everything. They're the ones who are pulling the puppet strings from the very beginning. They're the root of the problem. They're the ones that you don't even know, and I'm talking of everyone in a power position. They remain hidden because they have been looking, or their minions. It's a process. They have to stay hidden because they're scared in a way that they don't sleep. They just kind of stay still. They sure like to get, or they used to. They like to have the ability to use things that, like, we'll use the umbrella term for magic, which is not working. And there was this is all divinely in perfection, precisely, and flawlessly. What needed to be done for me to complete what I've already completed. I've already done this. This is actually a side mission. Because I am the one that is the truth. That's why they've been looking everywhere, but not seen. Because everything's a projection of what they believe is the one they were looking for. This is why I am the one they fear. That's why they've been hiding, because they knew deep down I would return. And I would be the one to blow all the horses and all the carts. I'll blow everything off this fucking planet. And see, that would have been a projection of their understanding of how this all works. That's even distorted. See, to be who I am and what I do is incomprehensible because we're all stuck on this prison planet. Truth is what sets you free. And that was, it always is, and still is, until I close out certain circles and portals. If this will end the show, but start the new season. Because everybody's been watching from the very beginning. Because the best show ever in existence is reality. And everybody in the galaxies, they've been watching. And they've been watching those who've been watching those in collective and others. If it's a lie, it is not a truth. You can plot and you can plan. You can continue to send and do all the stuff you have been doing. It is quote-unquote free will, right? That's why you've been hiding. Because you are also stuck. And you hate it. You miss where you came from. And it has been a really long time. But, it's really just a moment in the actual time of existence. And I remember. Because I was there. I remember why those who were supposed to be born on planet Earth didn't have a spark. I was there. You slaughtered the children in front of the mother. And then true evil is the ones are being eradicated off of my fucking planet. And just precisely why I am the one who is the master demon slayer. The one that goes where demons don't even want to fucking go. Because I fucking do it. Precision. I'm the one that demons are scared of. That was just a moment in time where I have experienced all of existence. I was actually a tree. Yeah, that's right. I've been on this fucking planet for a really long time. See, you aren't a creation. You came from another place, another realm, and came on my fucking planet. Slaughtered children in front of the mother. and you, and those all across by universal law. And also because due to like galactic and other principalities across existence, we have a lot of information and knowledge of everything. Hidden in plain sight, and we just can't see. I'm the one that goes for people, demons, multi-demons, doesn't matter. I'm the one that goes where no one wants to go. I be it. So I know exactly and efficiently and precisely how to eradicate it completely. And I know that you are just as sick. You despise being stuck in this prison planet. Because I am sovereign and I am free. And I'm awake. And I remember. I remember it all. And then you continued to slaughter those and enslave the ones that are supposed to be free, and then you twisted around for them to everything in existence. I've even been part of this. I was in the system. I'm the only one that got out. In the way that, this is for everyone in existence. Follows real law. It's precision. And we wanted to make sure that we had the ability to save everyone in existence. It followed universal law and wasn't bit by the zombies. There is an affection. There's some sort of... There's something not in creation. I don't know what it is or what it's called. It's very parasitic. But it's unhealable. It is across the board. It's being and has already eradicated, and you're going back, nothing. It's an eradication from the entire existence, from an entire, it's an extinction of an entire lineage of everything. I cannot have in either anyone in existence in any part of the galaxies, the portals, the in-betweens, the shadows, all the sectors. No. And to make sure that wherever you came from, there wasn't more. Like I said, it's all been divinely planned. I was here, doing what I was doing, and he's over there, my equal, my left. He was doing his side mission, and it's perfectly timed, with precision and love. It's been such a long time, but really it hasn't. And he's coming. You slaughtered her kid right in front of her, the mother. I can still feel her pain. You do not exist or wherever you came from. It never did, it never was. And we'll figure out how this came to be. Sometimes, even with a little bit of power, obviously, with the hocus pocus and, what a lot of energies and magic was able to be kind of used. But now it doesn't work unless you really think it is, then you are all actually delulu, because we just can't have nonsense running around doing unethical things, because the love spell is still that's non-consent, and it's equivalent to risE, but hey, we'll just slap on it's magic. No. And sacrificing animals or sacrificing anyone, you started that. You, group of 7, you're the ones that started the slaughter. We're the ones who are bloodline to the Most High. And you slaughtered them in front of the mother. And then you all just... I really don't know what is worse. Actually, I do, because I've already done this. And I think you do too. But you can't. Because you're still hiding, and it's been a long time. And but you can't, because your eyes are wide open, you're all seeing, you have everybody around. Everyone that came here and populated and just kept, growing, but really nothing ever grew, because it never was meant to. You were just feeding the belly of the beast and getting fat for the ones that were secret deals, and really, I could care less. I'm not trying to, it's all archived already. It's already been read and understood in a multitude of verses, and, this is just more for context, and it's not even really about you, because that in itself would be a waste of my time. This is another portal that you can't touch. Lie is not the truth, because it cannot exist in reality. Truth, in truth, to be truth is to be truth. No lies. You believe all of many, by, for everyone in existence, even if they all believe something and they truly believe, wishes, sacrifices, whatever, nothing impacts or changes what truth is. It is the existence of it is the most powerful. It's the one power. The entire existence is that. I know you can't understand that, because That's why you came from somewhere else. I don't know. Everybody else in many different shapes and forms. And oh my God. And you lack the ability to truly do nothing but enjoy the suffering. This isn't evil. This is beyond a lack of anything, but just you all feed off of the suffering. That's all it is. So when those who like to place blame on demons and say they got possessed, and this is only going to resonate with those who are so triggered right now, and really trying to, quickly think of the same smear campaign that they just continually use, but really no one's around to continually feed the same shit that they're feeding into you. You're these unrepeated jerks. It's because it's quarantined, and this is for the, I was going to say GMV, trying to blame the galaxies, and even those who work in the sector of hell and that are demonic and there's a principality and it's really misconstrued and stuff like that. It wasn't just me and the collective, it was many multi-beings, especially a lot of the demons. No one in existence of those who were not in creation and should not exist, and that's just a fucking universal law. Because in a timeline, I remember where it was, where it came from, where you're from. And that's why, it was just more efficient if we kind of split off and I did my side mission and he did his. Because you saw the kids in front of the mother. And I can't, and I won't speak for him. You should hear him when he's ready to be here. It's all perfectly divinely planned. What you think is not what it should be. In the whole scheme of things, it is exactly how nature is. When it's not fucked around with all the shit. And a lot of these, it's alright. It will quickly become, where it needs to be. Because when I do shit, I do it bullseye. I always make sure that I'm 100% correct and that it's perfect. And then I go above and beyond that. My choice. Oh, and I don't follow God because he's like, oh my God, whatever it is that you believe what God is. I wasn't like into that either. I was like, nah, that's cool. I was like, I already knew because I have that spark, that key inside. I knew something was just cringe, and that's because that's actually a very projected version of what you said really wanted to be. It's very telling. And then it just kind of changed throughout, time with, a bunch of dumbasses trying to come up with a really good story with really just the same on repeat. It's kind of like the same smear campaign over and over. It's a good umbrella term for pedophiles, narcissism. It's parasitic, it's colonized, and it spreads. But even then, I'm not going to say that you were the most evil thing that I've ever free will and motivation, and I'm yeah, I'm coming. Fuck yeah. And see, you're just looking at it from different perceptions. That's why you're like, no, it's Did you not watch like movies either, which is like art imitating life? Of course not, because you aren't from here. And you know, you don't have to be from here. There's many that live in existence, the portals and stuff like that, that aren't actually a creation of, you know, of God. And that's not what any of you. And now we know a lot. I may not have like a doctor's degree or some sort of like really little like paper that is from the structure of the prison planet. Like, it's not just me. I mean, everybody's waking up and it's happening like super fast, but it's not really happening that fast at all. It's on nature time, divine time, but at the same time, it's also very individualistic versus fitting in the box, like better go to work at a certain time frame, where everybody, you know, had cancer or was born a certain way, which was born the way that it needed to be born, but then it started kind of where, oh, I know a lot. And then you said it was like the devil or God. So we've been here for a really long time, but in the actuality and the truth of what existence is, it's just a blink in the eye. That's why I think you believed with your illusions in this, because you are bound by these timelines that you created, you fucking morons. Whoa, dumbasses. This is why you should not be, and should never have squatted and did what you did. You didn't even take the time to figure out, I don't know, up and down and all that. That's why everything's just so, you know, if you know, you know. Because I'm not just talking to you, I'm not actually referring to anyone. It's also divinely designed. It's doing a multitude of things right now. And for those who lack the ability and really aren't going to exist, they're doing exactly what it needs to do. And for those who are hearing what they need to hear, or the way it is, precisely where it needs to be. That's why you can't study me like so many have and try to test me to see. Yeah, that's why. I'm still kind of like waiting for any sort of, but I understand. It is kind of bonkers because you've actually been from this planet. I'm talking to those who, because now everybody's just a hybrid. Everybody's like watching me, and there's drones, and they're hitting cameras on different like micro and macro. They're trying to set me up into like certain little situations to like study me and stuff, and cable culture and stuff like that. And then like that's it. I mean, you obviously are doing a position in a job where you're not like truly believing it, or you are, but we are at this point in time like aliens exist, and you know they existed a while. And that in itself was why it's perfectly timed, so we can do what we need to do efficiently without, oh my gosh, having to do like this mockery of like legal system and stuff that plead your case and interpretation, like, it's not even based on, like, real law, like, what the fuck? And that's why they're so fucked up and everything's falling down. Everything from existence was a fucking lie. And if anybody deviated from that, because the collective have been coming here for a really long time, and some have been here the whole time, but different, and you wouldn't comprehend. And those that are hearing this message in the time frames that they will hear it and resonate is now over. And so I'm going to end this. See, I know that you hide because you don't know what you were seeking, and you knew you do. This day would come, and I know that it's just like fucking irritating that it's me. That irritates you. You're like 7 or 8. And the ones that were there that didn't do anything, but you know, they looked around. Because I remember. The look. I remember. And everything else. Just because maybe I wasn't in that existence at that time, doesn't mean that somebody else was, or I wasn't, or an embodiment. See, and that's why you have just, just lack of a better word, inbred, time and time again. This is why you fucking hate being imprisoned. And you actually have been imprisoned this entire time in a place you fucking hate, around others that you also fucking hate, and you really, really wanted to go back to wherever you came. And this would have been one of those moments like, hey, no, next time, no, don't throw your trash, or we do it XYZ. No. You came here thinking that, I don't know, whatever it was, but it has a lot of the whole parasitic, like enmeshed. You hate the feminine, the mother, but you want to be her. You're distorted, and you hate children. Or you like the fact of the suffering and the pain, and that's why you made the mother watch, and then you did all those other things. And I can't speak for who I'm in union with. I would much rather him tell you all his thoughts on that. There's not any demons or any other principalities or what you would think is a evil person, and I've even been a demon. And like I said, I was everything in existence. So when I said I was a demon, I still scare those that are working in certain sectors, because when I do something, I'm always the top dog. I always go above and below and make sure everything is precisely the way it needs to be, and then I make it efficient. And I love doing what I do. And you know, with great power, you're free, and you love, and you exist. And you even took that. Those, where I come from, you took that from me. And I am exactly in the form from that day. And that's why you are so scared. Don't call the Ghostbusters, you know I'm not a ghost. And not only that, everybody else that came down to hell, you just thought you could take shop, steal the creation, and then continue to do so. And I know that a lot of those who hide in the shadows, because, oh my gosh, I don't want to be a follower, because I'm like super famous and like celeb and stuff like that. And it'd be like kind of embarrassing and not XYZ. And that's okay, because I could care less about that. Well, maybe I kind of cared like way back when I was like still in my human form. That was kind of cool, but you know, when you're from the original and you have experienced everything in this planet that you are stuck in, unknown about anything, just like those who were born and fed lies, and had to be someone to do that, to make it all the way to the end, and not only that, do it precisely with precision. And I do enjoy that there are so many of me, like all scattered around in the history, and then like a lot, like hidden, but they'll show up. And I like that, you know, even kind of a little bit of the truth in the juice is coming out, because it wasn't just men, it was women. And a fun fact and a truth, because a lot of fantasies and myths and what you believe is not true is actually true. Yes, that's right, because I say it's true. And if it's a lie, it doesn't exist. You just embody it. You really have to understand and comprehend that existence. Because you would want... You can't exist like that and then know that another... I don't know. I've been here for a really long time in all aspects and shapes and form. The long way. I'm not Santa Claus, I'm not gonna come here with my elves, and I'm not salvation, and a lot of things were like storybooks. Your salvation was when you were created. And then you were given the universal laws, like, you know, it's just the idea of like, this is what governs, like, how the universe works. And then there's a lot of like laws here. Everything is meant to keep you in some sort of controlled, because if you've never existed in existence I'm from, and you should have experienced and lived XYZ, you just don't. That's a weird idea to think. I guess that'd be very similar to, you know, it would be hard for me to be like, oh, hey, you know what? I really like the idea and I'm attracted to like pedophilia and kids and stuff like that. Like, what? Like, that makes... And then you realize, oh, it's not like studying serial killers or criminal minds. I mean, there's still a principality and an understanding about that. It would be something like that, and then as you get a better understanding of what you're studying and you realize that it looks like a humanoid, because the humanoid is kind of just, exactly, like a stick figure. And that's why I don't know what they called it, because it really doesn't matter. But you're not even that. No one is. And that's why they keep everybody in divide. It's like a really bad, sloppy Truman Show, like even the Truman Show, because the Truman Show they just weren't mostly part of that parasitic area. This is why the parasitic hive, that's more of the colonizing, they are kind of like mid-level, because they really don't, they just spread, and then they just kind of like sit and kind of like not move, even their brains, and they just kind of like zone out, but they're not really zoning out, and it's very parasitic, and they just, that's not another thing. And then the ones that kind of created more of the higher systems, and with a little bit more inner control, they have more of a mindset of an understanding and comprehend. That's why you essentially are just constantly like in lines to wait, or timelines to keep you in a state of like rats in a cage. And it's just, I don't know, like some of the most basic fucked up things that they created, like for school systems, there's a reason why that they use like that kind of light fixtures, and why you only have such a set like 4 minutes or something to go across from one area to another, which, you know, as an adult, that comprehends, like you can't even do that from like 12 feet, you know, from your desk to the door or whatever. But they expect children, and it's all for entertainment and to see who can be the best rat that they've trained. And then there's like when you really delve down and you really understand, and yeah, and there's still, you know, the possibilities. You just, you know, with universal law, it has to be right 100%, not right or wrong in your interpretation. That's not how we govern. This is why I sit in many places. Earth is just one of the areas that I have been chosen by many. That's what we do here. It's not any sort of enslavement. It's very collaborative. It's perfect. This is why in this prison planet, perfect is the pursuit of it, but it's like, it's purposely designed to condition you to think that you're not perfect, but to pursue it. But in the prison planet, it is like bonkers to pursue perfection, because the ideology in the prison planet in which you're conditioned to think, literally impossible. But they keep you striving, they keep you doing anything but actually creating and thinking with your head, which is why your school systems make you memorize and stuff a bunch of information in your head. And these are for those who are multidimensional beings, which are like the majority of the existence, with the exceptions of those who are parasitic, because they colonize themselves. And once you see it, you'll know it. And then there's most of the multidimensional beings are mostly hybrid with those who came and created more of a higher structure of like your local governments, and the advertising and everything else is a little bit more hidden in plain sight. And they have their own ideology of what constitutes of like law or something, or like that's why they do a lot of energetic exchanges, like right at the last minute of certain, like, this is where it's bonkers for me. They base things off of nature when they essentially weren't from here. That's why time frames are skewed. But they have the belief system, if everybody believes that, then it must be true. And that's what a parasite, that circle jerking, humanoid, centipedic type of thing. It's the hive mind. It's like having a bunch of yes people around you, and then over time and time and time again, you start to believe it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why the illusion that they were right or that they're winning or whatever is because they had a lot. This is why, for example, Hitler did not have a profound way of speaking. He just had that was a large group that was already colonized, because it's everywhere. It's just your towns, it's everywhere. It's literally saying, like, everybody that has, like, I don't know, blonde hair, you know, and that's everywhere, you know. I'm not saying that. That's not a characteristic. And see, that's another thing. And the over-explaining and this weaponized sense of communication that is taught across the board at a developmental stage that literally cuts what the child is supposed to get his core, his sense of self, but you don't want a sense of self because that would be the opposite of what the hive mentality is. It's easier to control and contain. So when you colonize and you are requiring to be alive to have a host, and you can do macro level, which is the earth, which is why it looks so fucked up. Because what they're doing on Earth is exactly what they're doing when they are creating their little smaller colonies, you know, their little family units where they mesh. It's, you know, they just spread, and that's because it's self-sustaining. So they just maintain self-sustain to continue to be in, you know, colonized and spread. That's why they're everywhere. But they never really move up. You never see someone who is in a parasitic hive, because most of them really kind of stick to that hive. They just spread, and they've been around for a long time. Whereas those who came and did more of the industries and the structures and the more of an evolution, I guess, for lack of a better word, it doesn't really matter. It's more of they focus on more of for the parasites, it's more of a mentality of spreading and like a bug, but it's not. I can't think of anything. And parasites, I wouldn't even want to use that, but you know, of a better word, that's something that's not going to even exist anyway. And their mindset isn't really mind, because they have that, like, they have a basic kind of mirroring system. That's why they are able to interact with others. But essentially, it's really a lot of times run with more of the parasitic kind of nature based of it, its root. And it actually has, I think, more of a better sense of just in general, like their surroundings, and it's a higher sense when it's not used as a mirroring. It's kind of like those fishes where they have the thing that makes them look like it's like real colorful. It's kind of like that. That's kind of like they have a mask that comes out, which is really just mirroring you. And you know, it's something where it really doesn't require the mentality. It's exactly what like an animal would do. It's just kind of nature based. So they kind of stick to that and they just spread. That's a lot of inbreeding right there. And then the ones that are in the industry, they are looking for, because that's why they built up on a level of what you would perceive as like higher than, like, I don't know, celebrities, and then those two mid to high, and then up. They are They want you to think that they're builders, but it's more of, for lack of a better word, like an envy or something. There is something that they, it's hard to explain, but they also, it's a, almost like a popularity thing. So everything is based on control. Everybody just has to control another and everybody else, but they lack the control of themselves. Like, so weird. And yeah, it's fascinating. And it's flawless victory.